Hello, this is a development vlog, a devlog if you will, of a video game I am making, and I am making it because I need to hold myself accountable to finish it, right? This is the first video in a fully long series of video where I go over a video game I'm making. Episodes might be themed around solving a particular problem or just me doing a recap of what I did off camera. This first video is going to be the presentation of the overall project and going over some of these things I already did before, because I'm not starting from scratch. I figured I might as well just start in the middle to skip the boring things, and I didn't really intend on making a devlog as at first, but I was like, well, maybe that might be fun halfway through the project, so here we are. So, going over the what I currently have, I'm gonna show the game first, what I have, and go over maybe specific scenes and stuff like that. I haven't done really anything fancy, so if you have basics Godot knowledge, you know what you're seeing, and yeah, I have done a few things that I think are somewhat fancy that I want to show, so I'll show these. So let me show the game. Alright, here is the game though. So that's the in-game menu. It's at first the project was supposed to make a fishing game from random royalty-free assets I found on the internet. So that's what it is. This is a menu that I did with random assets I found on the internet. I edited them a bit. This is a random cosplayer I found on Wikidata. I added a black bar to keep their identity secret, right? This is a bowl of salad, I don't know. It's the settings, so I'll go over that a bit later. And this is a random button that I did for later, if I need something. Each of these pictures could become potential buttons to access other menus, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep with the artistic direction of finding random assets online that are royalty free and flipping them, but I think it could be fun, and I'm gonna give myself a bit of leeway if I need something very specific that can't be found online. I'm going to allow myself to make it or take a picture of it myself. So yeah. So let's get in the game itself. So at first it was supposed to be a fishing game, but I kind of changed my mind. I don't really care about fishing anymore. And I'm not sure of the gameplay loop yet, so I'm just designing an environment. But it's not going to be an action game. It's not going to be a game that you can categorize in a specific genre. To be honest, I'm just trying to make a fun game for me. That I have fun making it, and if you have fun playing it, it's cool. But I don't really care about players, honestly. I just want to do it for me. So first, I'm designing an environment. So I want my game to take place in a sort of scientific expedition base in Antarctica. So that's why I've been designing the layout of the base. So there's no texture yet, it's just a layout, and I'm starting to get into some smaller details, but enlightening. But I want to capture somewhat of a cozy base feel. Like it's not inherently cozy, and it might feel a bit cold, but considering it's in Antarctica, it's better than what's outside, so it's by default cozy. I like the idea of being bundled up in a base in Antarctica with a blizzard outside, so that's what that idea comes from, right? So I'm probably not gonna make a tour of the base in game because there's no light and stuff like that, so I'm gonna make a tour in the editor. But first let's show off what the things the player can do. So I made a basic player character, 3D player character, first person, that can move around, jump, and stuff like that. You can. That's a remnant of the old game. You can use a lantern because it didn't used to be some sort of sci-fi thing. It was more like a weird, maybe current day, maybe 18th century fishing game. So I made a lantern and I modeled it, and for nothing it turns out, because I'm not gonna use it. But that's maybe I might replace it with a torchlight or a phone torchlight later. I don't know. So that used to be something. I added in the settings. There's only two things. There's the camera sensitivity settings, because people might have different mouses. I don't know. And there's iPod mode. So what's the iPod mode? That's something I made that adds an iPod in the bottom right corner. I had to use this specific iPod Nano because I did not find any other free good quality asset for an iPod, and I don't have one, so I'm going to take a picture of it. Basically, it's just a full functional iPod. You can add any music, any song in a folder in the game files, and it's gonna add it, and you can just use it. So I don't know if I can show, because these are copyrighted songs, so I don't know if I can show them. Also, I forgot. Yeah, right. It's the M button displays the iPod for some reason. I don't know. I should have taken I, because it's I for iPhone. Ah, no, it's I for inventory and M for music, right? So M, the M key displays it. It frees your mouse, so you can move it around, and you can basically just play a song. These are buttons. The menu button doesn't do anything yet. I don't think I'm gonna make it do anything in the future, but basically you can just do anything. I'm not gonna play a song in its integrity. It's just I don't want to get copyright struck. I don't know. Maybe I'll ask Sebi, which is the author of these songs, to maybe give me a pass or something. I need to ask him. Also, these are from the deluxe edition of the vinyl, so I don't think I should be maybe putting them on YouTube. So yeah, it works. Maybe I use a royalty-free song and put it so I can give a proper demonstration. But for now, yeah. So I did this because it's funny, to be honest. I just wanted to do it. You can disable it in the settings because it's really inconsequential, right? But I did it because I just wanted to do it, right? And I like games that let you add your own music in a folder and you can jam out. Like I think Fallout should let you do it much more easily without going through a mod or something. So I think I really like it, and I wanted to put it in my game, especially since at first it was a fishing game, and fishing with your own music jamming out is fun, right? So yeah, because it's not a fishing game anymore, it doesn't really make sense, but I'm gonna keep it because I spent a lot of time on it and I think it's fun. Okay, so that's really what I spent a lot of time on first in this project. So there's a few other things. First of all doors are functional and are activated via a button. Maybe I show the code if you're interested. It's fairly simple. There's a button on both sides of the door so you don't get stuck or whatever. I don't think, I mean, that's kind of useless, but yeah. I like to add tiny details that add to the realism of the situation. The lamp, I was doing a ceiling lamp. It's a neon light. Yeah, that's I was working on that before I started the video, so it's not really fully done yet. You see, I started adding piping also. These are pipes and vents to add some realism. Maybe I'll add a way that you can go inside vents. I'm not sure yet because I'd need to do something very different because I don't think the player model can fit in there. So I'll see. That might be an idea. But obviously, because it's in Antarctica, you need a lot of heating and venting and stuff like that. So that makes sense. There are pipes everywhere. I started adding them fairly recently. I didn't go through the whole base yet, so there's not a lot of them. So, yep. That's kind of all there is to see so far in the game, in this area of the game. So I'm gonna leave. Oh, wrong button. So this area is for the new and good game, but I did a test area before I decided to switch. So I'm gonna go into the testing area. I call it a testing area to show off some other features. Okay, so I'm back. So I went into the testing area. I'm gonna use this area to test a few things in the future. It's the old area that I did for the fishing game. It's much more fleshed out because that was supposed to be the main area of the fishing game. So I kind of the main hub, right? So I did it a bit more. I spent a lot more time on it. So as you can see, there's textures and stuff because it was supposed to be the main area of the fishing game. Whatever. Anyway, so there's another type of door that I worked on as well. From the other one, as you can see, everything is textures and stuff. There's not much more to see, I think, in here. What I wanted to showcase, especially in this area, is that I added characters. So as you can see on the top left corner of the screen, there's Talk to TV Guy. So it might not be obvious just yet because there's no pointer in the middle of the screen, but there's going to be characters and you can interact with them. I'm going to make it a bit more obvious that you can talk to people and things, because I'm kind of taking almost, I don't want to use it improperly, but a surrealist approach to the game where characters are not just characters. You can talk pretty much to anything, can be sentient. Not everything is sentient, and you can't talk to anything, but a lot of things that you might not think are sentient or have conversation, right, can be talked to. So as you can see, this is a TV guy, a guy inside a TV. I found this guy on Wiki on the free, just like royalty-free picture sites, and I tried to edit his face so you can't really recognize him. I don't know who he is. He's just a random guy I found online. I should have added a bar on his eye, maybe, whatever. So it just I did this little character talking screen from assets I found online from TK Inter, I don't know, it's called Python like Tekinter tutorial, and I just edited out everything and I just grabbed the windows and I added so I don't know if it fits the general art direction of the Antarctica base. Maybe I might do something else, or I might make custom layouts for every character. I don't know yet. So this was just a test character to test the dialogue engine. It's not perfect yet, but as you can see, it shows up on screen when you click. It's just a random dialogue that I made. This guy used to be like the character's butler because he lives in a shack, but he has a butler that's the TV. Obviously, I'm not going to keep that concept because it doesn't really fit with the whole Antarctica lab, base, expedition, whatever theme. But yeah. So this is, I can make I'll show you the character creator screen later because it's something I'm quite proud of. It allows me to make characters really fast and easy. It's not done. I need to finish it. So maybe it will be the subject of a further devlog. But as I said earlier, this is just a one-off thing to just give an overall presentation of where I'm at. So also I did this pontoon. Yeah, it's very generic pontoon with the thing I made. I talked about earlier. So there is not much more to see here, to be honest. There's water that I did with shaders, so it moves. But yeah, that's just where I was at. Also talking, just I just realized maybe you noticed, but it's not a 1080p resolution because I wanted to do an just HD game, like old school HD sized game, so that I don't know. I like the aesthetic, and also it's easier for me to test because I don't have to go in full screen every time. Maybe I'll make it full screen with borders. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I like the feeling of a small window in the middle of the screen with a weird game that looks very polygonal and stuff. I like that vibe and that art direction, so that's what I'm going for. Not quite PS1 like demo disc style stuff because I don't do. I still have anti-aliasing and other stuff like that come with modern graphics, right? But also I'm not limited to a 64-bit palette and stuff like that. But I still want to make it kind of in this uncanny valley of retro, but it's not retro whatsoever because it uses modern technology and modern resources, without trying to make it look. I just want to make it look bad. What I'm saying is, but look bad in a coherent way and in a really like thought out way. Um, Maybe not that's thought out because I just pick random textures online that are free, but I'm trying something, right? I don't want to make it look generic by flipping Unity assets or whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna go over the code now, maybe. All right. Before I go into the code, I wanted to showcase the Antarctica base a bit better from the editor because it's easier, and faster than just moving the character around. So I'll do that right now. So this is it from afar. You can't really see anything, to be honest, but I don't know. I think it adds to the ambiance, as you might say. So these things I'm gonna remove. These are just references. I'll show you later. I'm doing the map in Trench Broom. I might not be perfect. That might not be perfect, but I'm really too lazy to learn Blender, and I think Trench Broom really brings out the polygonal stuff pretty well, and it's easy to use and fast to use. So I'm gonna showcase the map in Trench Broom later, and maybe in further episodes I'll just dedicate an episode to just modeling the base and adding stuff. So yeah. Just yes, also shout out to the people who make the TB loader plugin for Godot. Without you, I wouldn't be doing this. It's really useful and pretty well made. I don't use Godot with a Qodo. I don't know what it's called, but how it's pronounced, because it was harder to install, and I'm very lazy. So this is the map. This is gonna be the ground level. I'm gonna add an irregular level of snow over it, so that it's a bit more realistic and it feels, cool. I think it will look cool. So as you can see, the base is all in the air, so it's on big concrete pillars. I think they're concrete. I don't know, maybe they could be metal, and these are at the base are concrete blocks that the metal pillars are beams, maybe they would be called then. Metal beams are stuck into it, but basically it's all elevated above, like a good maybe 30 meters above ground. I don't know, I can't really gauge, but it's so that it doesn't get during the heavy storm and blizzard, it doesn't get submerged under the snow. And also it can, I don't know, maybe you have a better perspective over the surrounding area if you're elevated. So I think I like. I also really like the design of feeling of things being huge and very tall. So when you're on foot at the bottom and you see these huge beams and pillars and stuff, it really gives a feeling of grandiose, and I like it. So I'll show you in game later, because the size of the character really adds to the effect. But basically, the layout of the base is This is a kitchen and a cafeteria where the people who live in the base eat. This is like a pod, like decontamination pod or whatever. This is gonna be the entrance. There's gonna be an elevator, and on the side a maintenance staircase, because I probably make it so that the elevator breaks at some point and maybe makes things a bit more intense or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm not just gonna make it anything and the staircase is gonna be useless, but it's gonna add some realism, obviously. So yeah, this is a thing I was in, the place I was in like earlier in the video. This is kind of like just a place maybe people can hang out and things, because this leads to the crew quarters. Each of these is gonna be a room for people who live. The main player and character is gonna live in one of those, and like maybe families are gonna live here, or just couples, or just it's gonna be bunk beds. I'm not sure yet. It depends on how many NPCs I come up with and characters for the story. So yeah, this is just the crew quarters, and it leads to a maintenance area up top. This is like a hub of the maintenance. This is gonna be an observation tower, and here is gonna be electrical engineering and stuff, and here is gonna be the heater room, because it's important in Antarctica to keep things warm, as I said earlier. The point of these rooms is to add obviously realism, right? But also probably things in the base are gonna start malfunctioning at some point, and I want the player to be able to go up there, fix things, maybe in scripted events or mini games, or maybe clues or things like that, little puzzle games basically, kind of like Among Us style perhaps, but like it's not at all like Among Us, it's more like a solo experience. So anyways, moving on. This where am I? This is kind of a maze. Alright. So this way is the crew quarters, right? No? Where am I? Actually, where am I? Right. So these 4 blocks are also these 4 blocks. They are symmetric. On the left is gonna be labs, where different sciences, labs for different sciences. So this is gonna be like engineering, biology, and stuff like that. And on the right are going to be offices for the sciences that don't require a lab or just require computing powers. So yeah, this is also administrative stuff is going to be handled there. Again, to add realism and to maybe make events happen there. And maybe this is also like if the NPCs move around the base at different time of day, you can find them somewhere in these. So yeah, and I think that's all for the base so far. Earlier today I realized I hadn't really added bathrooms, so I'm gonna add that later, or not. I don't know yet. Maybe they go outside. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna need to add that. That's one of the things that are important that I need to add, because I have modeled toilets, and I don't want that model to go to waste. It was modeled for another project, but I like it, so I'm gonna use it here. And also to add realism, I need bathrooms, obviously. So yeah, this is not Hogwarts. Okay. So now I'm going to show off the character creator. If I find it, it's not accessible to the main game yet. I need to run the scene on its own. Later I'm gonna make it so that you can access it through the main menu, but right now I need to find it. Character editor, there you are. It's very crude right now. It doesn't need to look pretty, to be honest, because it's just a character editor, just back end, just for me. And there you go. Okay, so it's pretty bare bones right now because I haven't really decided on anything the characters can do. So for now they just have a name. Sorry, for now they just have a name and a description that you can find in logbooks or things like that. Maybe the character keeps a log of their co-workers and they had stuff, right? So it's a very small thing because I just write it out on a notepad or something and I copy paste it here. The character name can be anything, obviously. Same, very small, but I just copy paste it from somewhere else. Here's a list of characters that I made. So there's TV guide, there's other test characters. I can remove them from here, but I'm not going to do it because I just want to keep them. And this is a character dialogue editor. So if I go in there, I can choose a character that I want, whose dialogue I want to edit, or just I could just exit the character dialogue editor, obviously. But I can add a dialogue to any character this way. So it opens a tab up here, and I have all the dialogue pre-written here, and I could add a dialogue. I can't edit all dialogue. I can just add lines. But to be honest, I'm kind of lazy, so maybe I'll finish it later, so you can edit less of lines that come before. But maybe I won't. I don't know. I need to. Anyways. So the way this works is everything is stored in a JSON file that is where in character-info. So this is just a long JSON file that I don't edit it manually, so it's not formatted properly and in a readable manner, but it's everything the characters need. And basically I made I used the built-in parser, JSON parser that comes with Godot to make it. It's pretty simple to use. I wanted to use XML at first, but the built-in XML parser in Godot is just not very good, actually. Quite surprisingly, to be honest, because they made it accessible as like a treat, I guess, because they only use it internally for like the backend code of the editor, and they gave access to us, but they haven't really done anything with it. It's just very bare bones, and it's basically they give us basic things to make our own parsers, and I don't know how to make a XML parser. Even when the work is pre-made for me, so I just use their JSON parser that is fully functional out of the box, even though I don't really know, well, I did not really know how to use JSON before, but I learned. Anyways, to be honest, I think I'm gonna be done for this first devlog. It's just me rambling, to be honest. If you made it to now, props to you, because this was very boring. I hope the next video devlogs will be less boring, because they'll be probably more focused on one specific aspect. This is just to catch you up to what I did. I know I could have just started from scratch a new project, but I didn't want to, because one, I'm lazy, and two, I think I did some pretty good work with this one compared to my other projects. So if you want me to go over any specific script or scene, let me know. I'll show you. It's probably pretty sloppy work, but it works. So if you need help, I can. And if you have suggestions, please don't tell me. I don't really care, unless it's for like code optimization or things like that. I don't really care. One last thing I want to show off, actually. is I made a day-night cycle, um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not much to it anyway. Anyways, yeah, as I was saying, don't give me advice. I don't really care, except if it's for code. I'm really open to learning more about GD script because make my life easier, right? I don't use C# by the way because I don't like C#. It's annoying to use, and GD script looks like Python, and I know to code in Python, so I was not gonna learn C# just for that. Uh, Maybe I should have, but it's too late now. Anyways, I guess that's gonna be it for today for this devlog. I hope you liked it. If you didn't, please don't tell me. If you liked it, please tell me though. I need all the positive reinforcement in the world. So yeah, the next one will be more focused and better, I swear.